In a quiet village nestled in the shadow of snow-covered mountains, life had become a tapestry of despair. Once alive with laughter and celebration, the village was now silenced by years of harsh winters, failed harvests, and unending sorrow. Its people whispered stories of better days, afraid to hope for a brighter future. Among them was Zubair, an elder whose words once carried the power to uplift the hearts of the villagers. Known as the storyteller, Zubair had woven tales of courage and resilience for decades. But now, even he had grown silent, his voice weighted by the heaviness of loss. One frosty evening, as the sun slipped behind the jagged peaks, Zubair heard a knock at his door. Standing there was Alina, a young girl with hazel eyes that sparkled with determination, despite her worn-out shawl and frostbitten cheeks. "Uncle Zubair," Alina began, her voice trembling yet steady, "you always said hope is a light that guides us in the dark. Why have you let that light fade?" Zubair sighed, beckoning her to sit by the hearth. "Child, hope is not something one can summon out of thin air. It needs a reason, a spark. And what spark remains for us here in this broken place?" Alina's gaze didn't waver. "What if I find it? What if I bring the spark back to the village? Would you help me nurture it into a flame?" Zubair studied her, a flicker of curiosity igniting in his tired eyes. "If you can find it, child, I will do my part." That night, as the village slept, Alina packed her satchel with bread and water. Before the first light of dawn, she slipped out, venturing into the vast, unforgiving wilderness. For days she journeyed through icy winds, treacherous rivers, and dense forests. Just as exhaustion began to take hold, Alina stumbled upon an ancient, abandoned temple hidden in a valley. Its walls bore murals of a phoenix rising from its ashes, a symbol of rebirth and resilience. In the center of the temple stood a pedestal holding an old lantern. Though its glass was cracked and its metal rusted, inside a faint ember glowed, pulsating like a heartbeat. A soft, melodic voice echoed through the temple. "This is the flame of renewal," it said. "It cannot be extinguished, but dims when forgotten. Take it, child, and guard it well. Its light will grow only through faith and action." Alina carefully cradled the lantern, feeling its warmth seep into her frostbitten fingers. She thanked the unseen presence and began her journey home, the lantern her guide through the dark. When Alina returned to the village, she stood in the square, holding the lantern high. The villagers, including Zubair, gathered around, their faces etched with disbelief and longing. "This," Alina declared, her voice filled with strength, "is the flame of renewal. It reminds us that even in the darkest times, hope remains, but it will only grow if we act and believe." At first, the villagers, including a skeptical farmer named Haris and an elder widow named Samreen, doubted her words. But Alina's conviction was contagious. Slowly, they began to rebuild their homes, plant seeds for spring, and share their meager resources. True to his promise, Zubair began to tell stories again, inspired by Alina's courage. His tales reminded the villagers of their ancestors' strength and the beauty of resilience. With each passing day, the flame in the lantern burned brighter, its light reflecting the hope rekindled in their hearts. Years later, Alina's name became legend. The flame of renewal remained a cherished symbol in the village, passed down from one generation to the next. And though Alina grew older, she often told the children, including a curious boy named Rehan, that the true spark had never been in the lantern. It had always lived in the hearts of the people, waiting for someone brave enough to ignite it. Moral: hope is not something external. It is a light that resides within us all. With courage, belief, and collective effort, even the faintest ember can illuminate the darkest path. Let this story inspire you. Remember, the spark of hope lives within you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What lights your path during difficult times? And if you believe in the power of hope and resilience, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that inspire and uplift. Together we can keep the flame burning bright. Let's learn some interesting words from this story. Resilience, meaning ability to recover quickly. Example: Alina's resilience inspired the villagers. Ember, meaning a small, glowing piece of fire. Example: the ember in the lantern flickered. Treacherous, meaning dangerous. Example: she crossed treacherous rivers. Frostbitten, meaning damaged by cold. Example: her frostbitten cheeks turned red. Unforgiving, meaning harsh or relentless. Example: the unforgiving wilderness tested Alina. Pulsating, meaning beating rhythmically. Example: the ember pulsated like a heartbeat. Skeptical, meaning doubtful. Example: Horace was skeptical at first. Conviction, meaning strong belief. Example: her conviction inspired the village. Inspiration, meaning stimulating creativity or action. Example: Zubair found inspiration in Alina. Cherished, matching, highly valued. Example: the lantern became a cherished symbol. Subscribe to Fairytale Spell for more stories that inspire growth, mindfulness, and self-discovery. Let's create a world where everyone learns to celebrate their own light.